Most pills that you guys see online are total BS and a complete waste of money. So after years of testing and lifting, I'm here to tell you which ones are worth it and which ones I've kept in rotation for 15 years. We're going to be going over a ton of stuff, but here's what works and what to actually spend your money on for maximum gains. What's up, guys? My name is Chris. I'm here to basically take the bro science and the sports science and decipher it all for you guys so that you have efficient knowledge, so that when you go into the gym, all you can focus on is execution and not having to overthink or overcomplicate anything. And today, as a part 2 to the supplements that I use, we're going over all the pills. So you can see right here, this is basically what I keep in rotation, plus or minus some things, but these are my main staples of the things that I take on a daily basis. They help with performance, endurance, and you'll see with a lot of these, a lot of them are for hormone and testosterone regulation and optimization. Now, as a quick disclaimer, these are supplements for a reason. There's not one thing that you can take that's going to be a super magic pill and make you blow up overnight, unless it's, obviously PEDs, but you guys already know that. This is over-the-counter stuff that is supplementing your nutrition and your lifting. Those things come first: nutrition, lifting, and sleeping, then supplementation. All of this stuff you can get, for the most part, from a well-balanced diet. But there's some things that you kind of need to fill in the gaps with, and that's where these supplements come in. So before I get into it, all of this stuff is going to be linked down in the description as an affiliate code. It doesn't cost you anything else extra to use those codes, but it does help me. So make sure you guys are using those codes if you decide to try any of these things. I'm going to move all this to the side. And all right, so a lot of these things, like I said, I've been taking for years now. And when I first was putting together like the supplement stack, I did a lot of research, looked through a lot of like medical papers and stuff to figure out what was actually worth it. And I've actually tried a lot of things that weren't worth it and were actually quite expensive. These I've done a lot of research on, and I am really big on finding the best bang for your buck. So I don't think any of these are over like $30 maybe. So I definitely am somebody who doesn't recommend going and spending $60, $70 on a supplement. This stuff is all very budget friendly. With that being said, because I've been taking it for so long, I do have some like cheat notes here because I don't specifically remember everything. So this is going to just kind of be part of the script. So if you see me looking at that, that's why. But let's just jump right into it. The first and foremost thing, and if you're not going to take any other supplements except the one, I would say this is it. It's a multivitamin. I think this bottle is like $8 and there's 200 tablets in it. Serving size is 1. So you have a 200-day supply for $8. This goes a long way. The things that you're mainly looking for are vitamin D, and I actually used to supplement with extra vitamin D, but this actually has enough of it. So vitamin D is super important because if you have a vitamin D deficiency, not only is your testosterone not going to be optimized, but the big thing is that a lot of people don't realize is that whatever else you're taking and all the food that you're ingesting, your body's not able to process it as good as it could without optimized vitamin D levels. So if your vitamin D levels are too low and you're putting in a bunch of protein, you're putting in a bunch of carbs, you're eating right, you're training right, and all this stuff, you're not getting the full potential of all that effort that you're putting in just because you're deficient on one thing. So multivitamins are a staple. This is a must, especially in today's day and age where we're eating a lot of processed food. And for example, me, I don't get enough fruits and veggies, not nearly as much as I should. As you can see, this is just Walmart brand Equate. Of course, you can pay up for multivitamins and stuff like that. I have never seen a difference. I don't. I just haven't. Look, it's basic stuff. It's vitamin B, vitamins C, zinc, vitamin A, all that. Like, dude, that's just basic stuff. You don't need something that was harvested from the Himalayan mountains or the deep sea of the Mariana Trench for it to be good. Just go with basic, go with the cheapest stuff. I don't think this is even going to be linked down in the description because Walmart doesn't have like an affiliate plan. But if you find one on Amazon, whatever, go with whatever is the best bang for your buck. Okay, so kind of going off of the multivitamin, this one is definitely optional, but for me, this is super vitamin B complex. What vitamin B is good for is metabolism support. So it basically makes sure that your metabolism is going throughout the day. I should have prefaced with this, but I have a pill container that I take every day, and it's divided into morning, afternoon, and night. So all of these are timed. Obviously the multivitamin is taken in the morning, but this one I save for 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 2 o'clock is when I typically have my like midday crash. I'm losing energy. So I also take this because it boosts energy support. It's not like caffeine where it's going to give you this massive boost of energy and you'll be bouncing off the walls and stuff like that, but it's more of a, I don't really know the best way to explain it, but it keeps you alert, it keeps you aware, it just keeps your energy levels steady. And that's why I take this. And again, this is something that's super cheap. This is Spring Valley. You can get it from Walmart. Very, very inexpensive. I wouldn't recommend taking it at night because for some people it will keep you up and disrupt your sleep. But in the afternoon, this stuff is perfect, gets you through that midday slump. And yeah, can't recommend it enough. For me, it's a must have. Let's see. All right, this is an easy one. It's a little bit of a funny one. This is also Spring Valley, so Walmart. I don't even know if I'm gonna have any affiliate links in the description, but milk thistle. So this is definitely a very niche one, but I did want to go over everything that I take. I don't even know how to explain this. So I used to partake quite a bit in alcoholic beverages. So my liver has needed a lot of repair time, and milk thistle is one of the main things that helps with liver support and stuff like that. So it's just something that I do to kind of say thanks for getting me through all that BS. It's very inexpensive. Liver support obviously is good all around. You need your liver. The thing is, your liver is a very resilient organ. It's probably the most resilient in your entire body. So for most people, you're not going to need this, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The next one, this one actually is on Amazon. This is fish oil, another staple. You're going to see this from a lot of fitness people and stuff, but fish oil is a must. It's one of those things, again, that I'm just filling in the gaps from my nutrition. I don't personally eat a lot of fish. One, it's expensive if you're getting any type of quality fish, salmon, mahi, I don't know what else, but all those fish are expensive. If you're going to get tilapia, there's not a lot of nutrients in farm-raised tilapia, but omega-3s are huge for brain health, for heart health, for cognitive function, and fish oil is just very inexpensive. This one's from Bulk Supplements. This one will be down in the description if you guys want to check it out. Again, I've done the research. I figured out what's the best bang for your buck, so you don't have to go searching through 100 listings to find the best one. This one lasts, it's one soft gel, and there's 240 in these, so you're gonna have this bottle for 240 days for, I want to say like 20 bucks. Now to the ones that I'm gonna need a little bit of help on. We're gonna go to COQ10. So COQ10, I remember that I first started taking this when I went to the doctor and they told me that I had high blood pressure. This stuff is like the first over-the-counter thing that they recommend for high blood pressure in men. So in my notes, yeah, it says supports heart health and endurance and helps reduce oxidative stress. This is really good for ATP production, which if you watched the last video, ATP is basically what your body uses when you're working out for energy. So it takes the carbs that you ingest, which is why I always say eat your carbs right before your workout, takes those carbs, converts them into ATP, and then your body uses that ATP to be able to get you through your workouts and be able to push through with intensity. COQ10 helps with that ATP production, helps make sure that it's doing its job efficiently, and it's great. For women, I'm not sure, so you might need to look that up, but for men, I know this is one of the most recommended things for men overall. One of my favorite ones, I've been taking this since, it must have been since I was like 18 at least. This is maca root. This, if anybody ever asks me what's your favorite like supplement, maca root, man. And again, this one will be down in the description. I've done plenty of research on the best maca to get. This is best bang for your buck. There's 3 types of maca. You got red, yellow, and black. They all have different benefits over the others, but this one has all 3. This stuff I recommend to men and women. It supports hormone production. point blank period. Whether you're low in estrogen, you're low in testosterone, or you're too high in estrogen or too high in testosterone, it's going to bring it back down to a base level to where it needs to be. It says natural boost in libido and energy booster, but that's obviously because it's regulating your hormones, and a side effect of regulated hormones or optimized hormones is libido boost, energy boost. The serving size on this is 3, so I actually have this split up, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 at night. And I don't know what it is. It's a very subtle feeling when I take it, but it's great. Trust me on this. If you haven't tried maca root, definitely try this one. It's not a must. Again, it's not going to change your life, but it is a very, very, very good supplement. The last thing it says on the notes is supports mood and stamina. Again, that's just a byproduct of having your hormones regulated. If your hormones are all out of whack, then you're not going to be in a good mood, and you're not going to have a lot of stamina. You're going to actually have like a lot of lethargy, be tired a lot. Before you decide to go on any type of like hormone treatment, try maca. It's fantastic. And again, this one has the red, yellow, and black variety in it, so you're getting everything. I love this stuff. And the thing is, it's a root, so it's very natural. They're literally pulling roots out of the ground, harvesting them, and putting them in these pills. Don't taste like anything. And dude, I can't say enough for maca root. I love this stuff. Let's go off of that and talk about tribulus. This stuff is definitely very controversial. A lot of people will swear by it. A lot of people will say that it's junk and it's not worth anything. For me though, I've been taking this supplement, for this particular one, for probably 3 years. And every time I run out, I mean, you can see this one sells a seal on it because I just ordered this. I still order it again. It's kind of like the maca root, where you're not seeing, like, I don't take it and all of a sudden feel completely different, but this kind of helps level everything out. Let's see what it says. Yeah, hormones report. Basically, you're going to find these in a lot of test boosters. And if we're going to get into scam supplements, the first and foremost thing should probably be test boosters. There is no supplement on the market that you can buy over the counter that's legal that is going to increase your testosterone levels by anything that's going to be significant. Even if something is proven to boost it by 20%, 20% is nothing. If you look at the actual like testosterone level range of males, 20% isn't going to do anything for you. So test boosters, stay away from them. Complete waste of money. I don't even know how else to say that. Do not waste your money on test boosters. Now, there will be some ingredients in the test boosters that are proven to be good. Most of them are things like maca or tribulus. This matrix blend or whatever also has ashwagandha, which is also a great root to be taking, ginseng, and saw palmetto, and shilajit. So all of those are they're natural. They're either harvested up in mountains, they're harvested. Saw palmettos actually grow here in Florida. This stuff is like great for prostate health, hormone production, libido. And the thing is, the best thing about this, again, I did the research. This bottle is $15 and it lasts 3 months. So you're paying $5 a month for something that's going to help regulate your hormones to baseline and make sure that everything is working efficiently. And with that regulated hormone, you're getting better sleep, better mood, better cognitive function, higher libido, all around great. It's not boosting your testosterone, so don't think that that's what this is going to do. This is just regulating your testosterone. This particular one I wouldn't recommend for women though, because saw palmettos typically aim towards men, and ashwagandha as well. Ashwagandha can be good for women, but most of the ingredients in here are more targeted towards men. So this one is for the boys. Again, $15, link in the description. We got 3 more. Let's go over an easy one. Biotin. Not much to say about biotin. This one just helps support hair, skin, nails. This is another one of those things, kind of like collagen in the last video, where I thought biotin was just like for females all the time, or only. Until I started doing some research into it. It can actually help regulate your metabolism as well. So I take this in the morning, usually fasted, and again, it's going to keep your hair shiny, your skin clear, and it's cheap. So this one is from NutriCost. There's 240 servings in this thing, and it's like $10. So it's just another one that I've added to the stack for a daily routine. L-Theanine. So this one I take at night right before bed around like 7 or 8 p.m. L-Theanine is just a calming supplement. This one again is Walmart brand, very inexpensive, but I think it's kind of a staple. What I don't have with me right now is magnesium. I take magnesium with the L-Theanine, and it kind of helps just regulate like a calming effect, right? You can take this in the morning. It does work very synergistically with coffee. It can prevent crashes and jitters from coffee. So if you like drink too much by accident and you kind of get that weird, like my heart's beating out of my chest feeling, L-Theanine is really great at like regulating that. But for me, I take it just for sleep, because again, 3 pillars of getting swole: eat well, sleep well, and train hard. And that sleep is probably the biggest one. So anything that you can take, especially if it's inexpensive, that's going to help get you a better night's sleep, I say is worth it. So L-Theanine, great stuff. This doesn't actually cause you to feel drowsy or anything. It just kind of gives you like a sense of like ease, like it helps de-stress you really. So that's a good one. The last one, and this is something I've actually been taking recently. I've noticed that I have creaky joints ever since I started like really hitting legs. I've had like some popping, I've had some Charlie horses and stuff like that. So this one is glucosamine I don't even know how to say that. Glucosamine. This stuff is just joint support. So if you are consistently, 3, 4, 5 times a week going to the gym and lifting heavy, which you should be, this helps just kind of oil up your joints so that they're not getting stiff, helps recovery. Also says that it helps with hair, skin, and nails. You're already going to get that with the biotin, but joint support's a big thing on this. This is going to be one of the most expensive ones. This one is $29.99. It's a 2-month supply. If you're going and you're squatting heavy, 2, even 1, 2, 3 times a week, this is just helps a ton. Before I started taking this, I would go and I would do heavy squats. And then the next day, like, yes, my muscles would be sore, but also my knees would be really sore. And 3 days down the road, I was like, I'm going to go hit legs again because my muscles are feeling recovered. I couldn't because my joints still weren't feeling recovered. So, and that's a big thing. Like, you can train with sore muscles, no problem. But if you have sore joints, you really don't want to push it because you're going to have an increased risk of injury. And if you get that injury, man, you're going to be out for a month. So at that point, you're like, well, I'm going to wait another week. It's better than a month. Wait for my joints to recover. But with this stuff, it actually helps the recovery, and it prevents injury in the first place. That's my supplement stack. It's very simple, very straightforward. I do think hormone regulation is extremely important. These are the 2 that I would recommend the most, the glucosamine and the maca. Because what's happening is when you're going and you're training intensely 4 or 5 days a week, which again, you should be doing, it has a huge effect on your central nervous system. So if you listen to any of the sports science YouTubers and stuff, they'll always talk about CNS taxing, which is the tax on your central nervous system. So for example, if I go and I'm squatting 300 pounds for reps, for sets and everything, that takes a lot of effort on my central nervous system. And you get to the point where you'll hear the word overtraining a lot, or overtrained. When you're overtrained, your hormones crash big time. And that's why a lot of people say you need to take rest days. And I'm going to do a whole nother video on rest days. So make sure you subscribe for that, guys, because that's really important. Using rest days strategically. When your CNS is taxed, it's going to have a huge effect on your hormones, which is where these come into play to help regulate those. And it has a huge effect on your joints / recovery. These 2 will help to make sure that your CNS is able to recover better, recover faster, and not feel that burnt out, overtrained feeling. So in the long run, these are amazing investment because it's going to keep you training longer, better, and more efficiently. So out of all of these, man, they're all good. That's the thing. I want to pull fish oil in here too, but essential, a must. And then my 2 biggest recommendations, maca root and glucosamine. Anyways, guys, I did want to keep this one short. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me. Again, use those links down in the description, and subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you guys like, what you don't like. If you have any supplement recommendations that I should try, let me know. Until the next video, peace.